Hey girlfriend, it's your girl Melissa with the Hey Girlfriend podcast, and I want to welcome you back to season 3 of the podcast, Help I'm Wounded. On today's episode, Help I'm Mother Wounded, we are continuing in our Healing Girl era and addressing and healing from mother wounds. Whether your mother was overly critical, emotionally unavailable, controlling, absent, or just unpredictable, those experiences can leave lasting imprints on your sense of self, your emotional patterns, and your relationships. But healing is your portion, so let's unpack our mother wounds and get to healing. Hey girlfriend! Okay, so we are on our healing journey. How's it going? How are we doing? So today we are going to be digging into mother wounds. I did do a bonus episode over the weekend in honor of Mother's Day, and I talked about the mother of all wounds. And it was about shedding light on the fact that we wound our children by not living our best life. And when I say living our best life, I'm talking more than accomplishments, okay? Our kids thrive when we are genuinely creating life. So when we're creating joyous moments, happy moments, fun moments, but also in our own humanity. So when we mess up, okay, it's the ups and the downs and how we overcome. On that episode, I shared how my mom did not live to her fullest potential. She did not live her greatest life, and who and what she was surrounded by had a big hand in that. My mother was not loved properly. She lacked boundaries, especially in the name of religion. And let me pause right here and say, because if you are a God's girl and you are listening, if you hear nothing else through this podcast, please hear this. God endorses boundaries. Do you hear me? God endorses boundaries. He is the father of boundaries. So don't let anyone tell you different. And if someone is telling you different and trying to get you to waver on your boundaries, run. Okay? Run. Don't walk. Run in the opposite direction. So anyway, if you didn't catch that episode, please go back and listen to it. It really is meant to encourage you mothers to get your dream back, reignite your passion for things, rediscover who you are. All right. I actually shared today, I was talking about my mom to a friend of mine, and I had shared with her, it's going on 16 years when my mom has passed. And after I got over the anger of her death, because I was angry, okay? But I'm not going to get into all that in this episode. That'll come up later, I'm sure. But I was so angry, and because it was an all of a sudden thing. And what I mean by that is, yes, my mom, she did have cancer. Cancer did not kill her. Chemotherapy did. And it happened in a matter of days where she was going to get chemotherapy. And she was having some issues with her body, and they wanted to keep her at the hospital just to run some tests. And they were like, oh, we'll keep her today. We're going to run some tests in 2 more days. We'll compare and see what the issue is. But by the 3rd day, she was unresponsive. And what we had found out was that the chemotherapy actually ended up attacking her kidneys. It did nothing to her cancer. It attacked her kidneys. She went into kidney failure. And by the time they had found this out, it was too late. So I was angry, okay? Angry at God, angry at the world. I was angry, okay? But once I healed from that and I got to look back and see that me and my mom were having a lot of heart-to-hearts before she passed. And again, it was not with the intent of, oh, I'm about to die. No, it was just mother-daughter talks. And I remember one of the talks, my mom, she highly expressed to me, she said, don't be like me. Don't live life like I did. Don't be in a marriage like I was in. Like, she gave me this heart to heart, which let me know that she acknowledged. And that wasn't the first time my mom said those things to me. There was times where my mom would say, like, no, don't be like me, Melissa. Like, Melly, don't be like me. And I'm just like, what you talking about? Like, I love you. I want to be just like you. You know, I wanted to imitate everything. But there was things that she recognized within herself that as my mother, she did not want for me. So my perspective on mother wounds, it is different. It's not, I am going to be sharing things. These are not specific things that I may have gone through, but these are things that I witnessed. These are things that I saw my mother, like what she went through in the sense of how she reacted or how she lived. And she just kept telling me, like, don't be like this. Don't be like me. Okay. So let's just go ahead and dig on in. Let's talk about what a mother wound is. So a mother wound is known as this, it's the emotional pain or emptiness or confusion that comes from the relationship with your mother, with a mother, that was either strained. You could look at it as being like harmful, or it was lacking. Okay, there was a lack there. This is where you didn't receive the nurturing side of your mother or the love or the protection that a mother offers. Again, these wounds are not always about like physical abuse or abandonment. And I talked about that in the father wound. They're not always about the physical abuse or the abandonment. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it is this ongoing absence of warmth. Okay. You didn't have that warmth. You didn't have that safety. You didn't have that emotional connection. So maybe your mother was there, but she just wasn't present. Or maybe her love came with conditions. So what I want you to know is that these wounds are highly influential, okay? These wounds are highly influential, just like the father wounds. And they are absolutely affecting your relationships today if you are not acknowledging their existence or healing from them. Okay, so mother wounds can look like or feel like never being accepted or approved by the woman who gave birth to you. And that's a big statement in itself, okay? Never being accepted. And I don't want to say never feeling accepted, because we're not talking about feelings. We're talking about actual occurrences, things that actually happened. We're talking about the facts of life, okay? So it wasn't that you felt you weren't accepted. You were not. So it's never being accepted or approved by the woman who gave birth to you. Or it looks like never being loved or loved as much as your siblings. Okay, it looks like love, like the love from your mother or the relationship, it was conditional. In other words, it could be where, oh, if I don't do things her way or how she wants, she's going to take her love away from me. Or if I make this mistake in life or I mess something up and it doesn't go according to her plans, how what she has for me, she's going to take her love away from me. Okay, so it's conditional. Let's talk about the common signs you see when someone is operating through unhealed mother wounds. So I do want to just say this. I'm trying not to move fast. I have like little notes that I always refer to because it's my speaking points. But y'all know I be trying to keep this at no longer than 30 minutes. I try to keep it less than 30 minutes. So just bear with me. I think we all kind of understand what a mother wound is. I really just want to I want to focus on how we operate in it, because we can forget about like, oh, well, yeah, that happened, but that's okay. And this, that, the other. But it doesn't mean that we're healed. And that's what I really want to get to. I want to get to what it looks like, how we're living, how we're operating, and how it shows that we have unhealed mother wounds. Okay. So it looks like, number one, people pleasing and conflict avoidance. So you go out of your way to keep the peace, right? And I want to tell you this, you're not keeping no peace. That's not what you're doing, okay? You think that you're keeping the peace, but you're not keeping the peace. You're not keeping the peace at all. What you're doing is you're actually suppressing conflict. You're avoiding addressing injustice so you don't offend anyone. You're avoiding confrontation so that other people just stay happy with you. And it's coming at your own expense. I did these things because I watched my mom do these things. She did these things in the name of love, and I have to say this, toxic church culture. All right? That's what my mom did these in the name of. I have to call it what it is. So when this was not that this was something that was inflicted on me, this was something that I observed my mom do. And you already know as a parent, our kids may not listen to everything that we say, and we may tell them one thing and they may do the opposite. But one thing they will pick up on is you, how you live in, what your mannerisms are like. That's what they will pick up on. Okay. So I imitated what my mom would do. And hence why I gave in the beginning or earlier, I talked about how my mom was like, don't be like me. Don't do like I do. Don't. She recognized it within herself. Okay, so number one, unhealed mother wounds look like people pleasing and conflict avoidance. Number two, difficulty in setting boundaries. Now, for me, what I viewed, my mother did not set boundaries. And I just simply imitated that. I imitated my mom not setting boundaries. Mother wounds do contribute to boundary setting. Number one, if you weren't allowed to, some of y'all may have had a mother where you were not allowed to set a boundary. Like, excuse me, who do you think you are? You ain't set no boundaries up in this house. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if there was any lack of nurturing or protection, you may have a difficult time protecting yourself because of the dynamic of that relationship. It groomed you, okay? It groomed you to not set boundaries. It groomed you to not protect yourself, okay? Difficulty in setting boundaries looks like you struggling with saying no. You feel bad telling somebody, no, I can't show up, I can't do this, or you feel guilty, okay? That shows that you have difficulty in setting boundaries, and these things can form because of mother wounds, okay? That is a dangerous place to be. I always talk about setting boundaries because when you don't, people will take full advantage, and that is a dangerous place to put yourself into, okay? So number three, over-functioning in relationships. Y'all, the fact that I just got off of TikTok, right? I gotta laugh about this. The fact that I just watched this TikTok video of this girl and she's explaining, I'm just like, oh no, we're not doing that. She's over-functioning, okay? But let me get back to this, okay? Over-functioning in relationships. You feel it is your responsibility to take care of others. And I mean taking care of them constantly, overly doing it, okay? Or you feel responsible for other people's emotions. This can look like you getting involved with what I call DIYs. And I'm not talking about actual projects where we spiffying up homes and no. I'm talking about you make people your project. You make them and their brokenness your project. And we see this highly in women getting into romantic relationships with these broken individuals because it is their project, right? Oh, I see the potential in him. Oh, if they was just loved right. Nobody can see that he just need to be loved right. I'm going to give him a little bit of elbow grease. Girlfriend, stop. I want to slap your hand. That's what I want to do. I want to do a sapigato. That's what we say in Spanish. I want to do a sapigato on you. I want to smack your hand. If this is you, we are not doing that no more, okay? We are not doing that anymore. We are no longer doing these projects. So no more projects under your belt. I'm going to need you to hang up your tool belt, Handy Manny. Oh my gosh, Handy Manny was my son's favorite show growing up. And this kid was like handy manny. That was his thing. He had his little tool belt when he was little. But anyway, back to what I was saying. We're hanging up our tool belts, okay? We are not fixing. We're not doing that. That we are not doing these type of DIYs, okay? If you want a project, go pick something at Michael's, okay? You want to do a little DIY, do something in your home, okay? And don't let it be a man. Don't be bringing these people in here. Don't be bringing these relationships in here. And it's not even just romantic. It's friendships, it's everything. You know, where you see this brokenness and, oh my God, I got to fix and I got to help. And it's the broken winged bird. No. Leave them where they at. You on your journey, okay? You on your journey. You got to leave them where they're at, all right? If you had a mother who was overly critical or dismissive or emotionally absent, you may wrestle with self-doubt and the negative self-talk. This is where that I'm just not good enough or what I do is not good enough. This is where that's coming from, okay? So if you are striving for perfection, I'm going to need you to stop doing that because that is going to wear you out. This mother wound will have you finding difficulty in attracting healthy love. You will feel as if you're not worthy of it. Okay, so we talked about one end where we want to fix everybody and that's our little project. We're not doing that no more, right? We're not doing that no more. But also for yourself, you may feel like you are not worthy of a good love, a healthy love, right? Mother wounds will mess with your soft girl era, okay? Hear me. Okay. There is a rise in feminine masculinity. We talk about it. We hear about it. Everybody want to podcast about it. Everybody want to do TikToks about it. Men want to talk about it. Yeah. Listen, the reason why there is a rise in feminine masculinity is because men got mother wounds just like women got mother wounds. So we see a decline within their masculine, and there are men who want to be mothered because they didn't have that. They didn't have the proper mothering or the proper loving. But that is not your job, okay? That is not your project. Like I said, we putting up the DIYs, all right? So I just want to talk a little bit about what the mother wound was, talk a little bit about what it looks like, how it manifests in our lives, in our relationships, how we're living these things out and maybe not realizing it. But now we're going to talk about how we're going to heal from it, okay? So let's get to the healing points. Number one, we are first and foremost acknowledging that there is a wound. We are acknowledging that there is some type of hurt. We are acknowledging that there was some type of neglect and that you suffered from that. Right? You're acknowledging that you did not receive the proper love, the proper care, or the proper protection from your mother. You are acknowledging that you are mother wounded. Now, this is not about blame. We're not going to sit here and beat up our mothers, okay? We're not pointing the fingers and yelling like, you did this to me, you did that to me. No. That is not what we do when we are acknowledging the hurt. What we are doing when we acknowledge that these things happen to us is that we are bringing honor to our story. So everything that was pushed under the rug, everything that was ignored, everything that was avoided, everything that was like, that didn't happen, that's not how that went down, all of that, we are taking this time to say, no, it did happen. This is what I went through. This is what was done to me, or this wasn't done for me. And we are honoring that. We are honoring that story. Number two, we're giving our inner child a voice. There is a younger part of us on the inside that is still carrying unmet needs and feelings and memories. I'm going to need for you to let yourself explore this part of you without the judgment. Okay, this is not about immaturity. You are not immature. You are not immature by going back to those areas. That is not immaturity. This is not just grow up already. This is not the get over it already. No, we are not doing that. This is healing and meeting the needs of your inner child. This looks like identifying the wounds, okay? So I want you to ask your things like, what did I need growing up that my mom didn't give me? Say something like, ask yourself this or write this out. My mom would say, ... So when I say ... I need you to fill in the blank, okay? My mom would say ... And that would make me feel ... Fill in the blank. My mom didn't ... Okay, fill in the blank. And that made me feel ... Fill in the blank. Okay, so my mom didn't fill in the blank. And that made me feel ... fill in the blank. And lastly, what would you say to her now? If you could express these things to your mother, what would you express to her? Now, I say this, what would you say? Not because I'm saying, your mom is with you or she's not with you. What I'm saying is she just may not be on her healing journey like you are. And expressing this to her right now may not be in your best interest. And that's what I'm looking out for. I am looking out for your best interest. So now when you ask yourself these questions, I want you to process them. Process these questions through journaling. If you don't like to journal, y'all know I like to journal. I talk about that all the time. I'm a writer. I love that. Okay. That may not be your thing. That's okay. Use the voice memo on your phone. You can literally click that voice memo, ask yourself these questions, record your answers. The point is to get it out. Maybe drawing is your thing, okay? Draw it out. Use some type of art to get it out. Ask the questions, answer the questions, okay? Get this out of your system, all right? Number 3, validate your emotions and love on yourself. We are no longer minimizing our experiences. If your mother was overly harsh and critical of you, chances are your perception of yourself are seriously misconstrued. And I'm going to need you to let go of that perception of yourself. I'm going to need you to dive into self-discovery. Who are you? Like, who are you? Like, really, now, who are you? What are you like? What is your personality? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What excites you? What do you need to work on? Because we can't act like we don't got nothing to work on because we're always in a state of becoming, right? But I want you to take this time and I want you to rewrite the narrative and make sure it's accurate. And as you're loving on yourself, make sure you are protecting yourself. Establish the boundaries. Be your greatest encourager. Be your greatest lover, okay? Be your greatest lover before you start seeking on the outside, okay? Be your greatest lover, all right? But we are rewriting the narrative of ourselves. Who are we? Because if your mother was overly critical, like I said, chances are your perception of yourself is misconstrued because you're going off of what she said. So you are going to need to discover, who are you really? Who are you really? Okay. And last but not least, number 4, we are working on forgiveness. Work on forgiving your mother for not being able to give you what you needed because of her wounds. Did y'all hear that? Because of her wounds. You're not doing this for her. You are doing this for you, but you're recognizing that your mother loved you, treated you, or the lack of thereof, okay, this way because of her own wounds. You are healing for you, and part of your healing requires forgiveness. In forgiveness, we are not excusing behavior, nor are we justifying behavior. We are just releasing the hold that it has on you. And this is going to take time. So we're not going to rush through this part. You may be able to write your little questions and answers real quick, right? And this part right here may take a little longer. And that is absolutely okay. Because I want you to grant yourself some grace. And as you're granting yourself some grace, you will begin to also grant your mother grace, okay? So as we close, I want you to speak these affirmations with me, okay? So repeat after me. I am not defined by the love I didn't receive. I am worthy, I am seen, and I am supported as every wound within me is being healed. Day by day, I am becoming the woman I was always meant to be. And that woman is whole, free, and deeply loved. All right. Until next time. Love you, girlfriend. Hey, girlfriend. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If this episode spoke to you, I encourage you to subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. New episodes drop every week, and I'd love to stay connected with you in between. So follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok at It's Melissa Baez. Or you can visit my website at www.melissabaez.com for more encouragement and resources. Until next time, stay inspired, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next episode.